Welcome to Caribbean Money. I'm Mickey and bro. Your financial education channel geared to Caribbean people to let us realize what we spend our money on, where we spend our money, and how to better use our money to benefit us and secure us financially so we can be financially independent. Looking into the Caribbean stock markets, and we're doing a brief look into what they consist of. First, we're starting out with the ECSE, or the Eastern Caribbean Stock Exchange. Now, this stock exchange is my neighborhood stock exchange. This stock exchange has 13 public traded companies and 6 government bonds, or treasuries. We usually call them treasuries. It consists of 3 electrical companies, 6 financial institutions, 1 telecommunication, 2 conglomerates, 1 property management company, and 6 government issued bonds. And what is a bond? The governments of the countries, they need money to do work, say infrastructure or some public construction. So where did they get its money from? They will ask citizens to use their money to help the government, and in return the citizens get a set or a fixed interest rate. Usually it's between 3 and I've seen sometimes as high as 7.5%, but that is only until the bond is matured. Now, their government bonds are usually issued in either 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year, and that means that those at the end of those times that the bond, they usually say the bond matures, and at that time the investor gets back their money plus the interest. Now, usually those bonds were usually in the past only privy to a certain set of people. Some people never knew about the bonds, some people didn't have access about the bonds. So now the ECSE makes them available for almost everybody. Your only recommendations you need is to join or sign up to the ECSE. Jamaica is the most active stock exchange in the Caribbean with 42 companies and several different debt instruments, our government bonds. Jamaica is booming. Their stock market is booming. This is what I would want to see for the ECSE and the other markets in the Caribbean. Now, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, it began in 1969. That is way before I was born. So they have a top over us. Now, the currency that they use is Jamaican dollar. And this exchange has several unique and different markets. So they have a main market which hold most of the stocks, and there's a junior market, and they also have a US currency market. This can be kinda confusing when you're looking for your stock, but nevertheless the interface is somewhat more inviting than the other stock markets to me. You can have a look and see what I'm talking about. Now, the JSE, or the JAMX as I like to call it, the index price is $21.11 Jamaican dollars as of this date when this was recorded. Bermuda Stock Exchange, or the BSX, it trades out of Hamilton, Bermuda. Now, the currency that the stock exchange uses is US dollars. The stock exchange opened in 1971, and it has a market cap of 319 billion US dollars. Now, the stock exchange consists of only 11 companies and 808 different securities. Now, these securities are the derivatives. Now, the derivatives is basically something that derives from. How I like to look at it is that there's, like, say, gold. Gold trades on the stock market separate, but yet there are some companies that develop derivatives which is not actually buying the physical gold, but buying the derivatives, and derivatives move somewhat like gold. like the underlying stock or the underlying commodity. So now these derivatives, more than likely, as I see, the derivatives usually are from mortgage derivatives and insurance derivatives. Derivatives, they are pieces of mortgages which are compiled together in one lot, and then they are sold. Now let's move to Cayman Islands Security Exchange or Stock Exchange, the CSX. The CSX is based in Grand Cayman, Georgetown to be exact, and they trade in Cayman dollars. Now the market cap is 123 billion Cayman dollars. It was opened in 1997, and yes, this is a shocker. It has 1,400 securities on the stock market. Now, when I said securities, remember I talked about the derivatives with Bermuda Stock Exchange. Now, Cayman Islands Stock Exchange also has a lot of derivatives. Now, but the companies now that they trade in, they only trade 5 listed companies or equities. 1 agribusiness, 2 banks, 1 manufacturing, and 1 oil. So you see, this one is disproportionate in its trading for me because it has more derivatives, and I'm not too familiar with the derivatives market. To me it's a little bit too speculative, especially after the 2008 stock crash, which basically was because of the derivatives. So I'm a little bit skeptical about the derivatives. But if you are inclined to learn about derivatives and you want to invest in derivatives, because I understand they are very lucrative, you can join the Cayman Islands Stock Exchange. To join the stock exchange, the Cayman Islands Stock Exchange, but you can go on their website and that will give you details. Now the next one is the Bahamas Stock Exchange. Now the Bahamas International Stock Exchange to be exact, the BISX. Now the Bahamas Stock Exchange is based in Nassau, Bahamas, and they trade in US dollars. The market capitalization for their stock exchange is 5.5 billion US dollars. It was opened in 1999 and it has 19 publicly traded companies and 44 other securities. Now when you hear me say other securities, it's more than likely is this derivatives we're talking about, and it can also mean that they also have bonds, government bonds. Now in Bahamas Stock Exchange, so they have 19 stocks and 25 different government bonds. The Bahamas Stock Exchange has 1 utility company, 3 industrial companies, 2 consumer goods companies, 5 banks, 1 investment company, 1 waste collection company, 1 property management company, 1 telecommunication company, 1 healthcare company, and 3 insurance companies. Now, rating this site, it was a little bit difficult to navigate this site, the Bahamas Stock Exchange, and to be honest, most of the Caribbean stock exchanges, it is kind of hard to navigate their websites. Now, that is, I think, what needs to be dealt with or needs to be improved. And also another thing with the Bahamas Stock Exchange, they only trade from 10 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock lunch midday, Monday to Friday. They don't trade like the other stock exchanges from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Barbados Stock Exchange, the BSE, is based in Bridgetown, Bahamas, and it is trading in Bajan dollars. It opened in 1987 and it has a market cap of 3.3 billion Bajan dollars. It has 21 securities, which include 1 hotel, 2 food manufacturing companies, 1 agribusiness, 1 conglomerate, 1 department stores, and a financial store. That is 1 company. It's part department store and part financial company. 3 other financial companies, 1 media company, 1 tech company. The website is somewhat bland, and like I said before, we need as Caribbean people to up that, so we could make it as inviting as our population like it. And next is the Trinidad Stock Exchange, the TTSE. Now that is based in Port of Spain, Trinidad, and it trades in TT dollars. Its market cap is 17.65 billion US dollars. Now this one is rated in US dollars. It opened in 1981 and it has 39 equities or publicly traded companies. There are 5 banking companies, 3 conglomerates, 1 property company, 7 manufacturing companies, 4 mutual funds, 3 trading funds, 1 energy company, 5 insurance companies, 9 non-sector companies, and 2 small to medium enterprises, and 1 USD equities. The website also is not too inviting and not too engaging, but like again, it's something that we have to work on. And the last one, which is the Guyanese Stock Exchange, or Guyana Stock Exchange, or the JASCI, is based in Georgetown, Guyana. It's currently trading in Guyanese Guyana, and it opened in 1992. It has 14 publicly traded companies or equities, and they consist of 1 manufacturing company, 5 banks, 1 trust company, 1 property management company, 1 meat production company, 1 cardboard manufacturing company, 1 rum distillery, 1 cleaning supplies and ice cream company. Now this one cut me a little off, cleaning supply and ice cream. Didn't think those two could mix. But anyways, nevertheless, 1 livestock feed company and 1 tobacco. Personally, I trade in the ECSE. 1, because I'm a citizen of the OECS. I live in St. Kitts. 2, well, it's a good stock exchange to start with, and like I said before, I can go to each company and check out how they're doing in my own neck of the woods. Now personally, I like to get involved in the Jamaican Stock Exchange, and I'm looking forward to doing that, and also in the Bahamas Stock Exchange. Those 2 stock exchanges, I'm looking forward to going into those 2 stock exchanges. The Guyanese Stock Exchange, that might be something I might look into because of the rum company. Yeah, I must tell you, because of the rum company, they should be doing good in the Caribbean, but I have to look into it nevertheless. Trinidad Stock Exchange, I have not done much research in Trinidad Stock Exchange, but in the companies that are in the Jamaican Stock Exchange and the Barbados Stock Exchange, those companies have did some research in them, and I also picked out some companies that I'm interested in investing in. Why am I interested in investing in these companies? Because it is me owning a stake in the company. Now, yes, the money that I'm starting with, more than likely I won't get enough dividends to live off right now, but as the company grows, and I like to think that the company is growing, I like to think that the younger generation who's leading these companies will be looking into now expanding into the other Caribbean islands and stop looking to expanding into US territories. Yes, the US territory is a big market, but we can first start out with ourselves.